looks like I've got to start with an apology. Because it seems that some Liverpool fans, took what Hazard did personally. So again, just from bottom of my heart, personally, I'm sure Hazard supports this because I spoke to him as well as that. Again, apologies for Hazard laying thy dagger into thy heart at Anfield. It was nothing personal. It's never personal. It's business. It's business. It's just what Hazard has been tasked to do, and that's his job, is to throw daggers into teams. But Saturday's going to be different. 100%. It's going to be a very different game. Because forget about the attack, because again, Salah came on, Firmino came on. You're seeing the true Liverpool defense. Moreno cannot play another game for Liverpool again. He is trash. And I think that the only right thing to do is for Klopp to sell him in January. Like, I do not see of what use he is. Positionally, he's a wreck, and currently he's a Class B brick. We're just sorting out his papers right now, but he can't go into Class C. He's a Class B brick. He's a Class B brick. So this is going to be a whole different game because, again, what I wanted to see in that game in the Carabao Cup was the clash of styles. How did the ball styles work? So even if you didn't see both of the first teams play, you still saw how both of those philosophies merge. And I think it will be a similar story on Saturday in terms of Chelsea know that their passing game can create chances. They know that they're going to have space against Liverpool. They know that they're going to have opportunities and they can pretty much transition from midfield to attack. But Chelsea will struggle in attack. Their attack is trash. And whether it's Giroud or Morata, they're going to struggle when that ball gets in and around that striker. With regards to Liverpool, I think what you're going to see is that they know that they have a much more potent attack than Chelsea. And they know that, if we can get our guys in position, we can produce, because Chelsea's defense is the weakest part of their game, and our attack is far more direct and far much more dangerous, and that is the strongest part of Liverpool's game. But again, you go deeper than that. Van Dijk is going to be much better. But I think even more than that, you have both Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, and I believe that Hazard will probably be on the side more of, even if he's been given a free roll, it's going to be on the side more of the Robertson area. So I think, looking at Liverpool, first of all, I think, they have to definitely be better in midfield. Henderson can't play. He can't play. I think they have to roll with a midfield, of course, Milner, Wijnaldum, and Keita. I think that is the best. I think, and as well, I think Henderson should even come on. And Fabinho. For me, I would even try Fabinho ahead of Henderson. Just try that, because I think Henderson I don't know what his use is, because again, if you're bringing a sub on, you either want to bring in a sub on to either affect the game or to compose the game. Those are the only two reasons you bring on a substitute, to say, I want you to try and affect the game for us, give us a goal, help us to get us a goal. I want you to calm things down, compose things, keep the ball, be much more of a calming figure for us. Those are the only two reasons why you bring on a substitute. And Henderson doesn't really do two of those. Does he really help to affect the game in a positive way when he comes off the bench? And by hell, he doesn't do anything to compose the game. I think for Fabinho, he struggled a little bit in the League Cup, and I can see now why Klopp hasn't played him, because I think it is quite quick for him. But bring him on. Let's just see what he does. Let's see what he does, because I think multiple times now it's Henderson to come on, and whenever he comes on, I don't see the positivity that he has. So I think for Liverpool in midfield, I think they have to be a lot more tighter. They've got to try and if they press, they've got to make sure that they don't really allow Chelsea to really come into transition. I think for Kovacic, they've got to be very aware of that Kovacic is very good on the ball. And Kovacic, if he sees an opportunity, will control the ball, turn and try and advance. So he's not necessarily a pass-first midfielder. He's a midfielder who will be thinking about, what, can I turn around and can I really make up ground? So I think really, whether it's be Milner or Wijnaldum, they have to try and make sure that Kovacic doesn't turn and they force him into a pass, most likely into like a sideways pass. But I think, Liverpool's defense will deal very well with the attack. I think Liverpool just have to worry about Hazard, 100%. That is the main man they have to worry about. I think whether it's Willian, Giroud, Morata, or so forth, Barkley, between Van Dijk, Gomez, they have no issues there. Like Giroud or Morata will not cause any issues for Liverpool's defense. But it's Hazard, and I recommend that there should be at least two, 3 or 4 men on Hazard at all times. They have to be. Leaving Hazard 1-on-1, you can't do that. That's why he's tier 1, where Hazard is a dude where you do not leave him 1-on-1. You don't do that because he will most likely 9 times out of 10 he's going to beat that guy 1-on-1. So has to be double or a triple team every time he has the ball and just try and suffocate him and make it as difficult for him to either beat a man or to even get a pass off. So he's just going to be taken out of the solely. And I think for Liverpool going forward, I think it's going to be different because, again, I think I'm a huge fan of Sturridge, but I feel like Firmino is a very, very key component and just that front three work very well. And I'll say it again, David Luiz is a liability. So for Liverpool, I think for what they definitely want to do is they know that the counter is on. They know that Chelsea will commit a lot of men forward based on their possession game. So the key thing is when Keita, Milner get the ball, hit that ball quick and hit it direct. And as that ball gets direct, Firmino, Mane, it's one touch, boom. One touch left, boom. And they have the support from Robertson and Alexander-Arnold. So I think for Liverpool, it's about quickness, directness. Try and get that ball as high up as possible and really force Rudiger and Luiz into difficult defensive situations. So with regards to Chelsea right now, I do think that, for Chelsea again, they just have to be wary. They know that they will have opportunities because this passing game is improving by each game. This isn't going to be West Ham. Liverpool will come out. They're not going to sit in that. They will sit in deep slightly because they're playing away from home. They're not playing at Anfield, but they'll definitely be much more space there. So, but the key thing is that Giroud has to start. He has to start. Morata cannot sniff this. And what this has to be about is that because the key thing is that Kante is not being utilized much more in an advanced position, and I think that's all fair and good. But again, that's not his strongest game. But I still like how Kante contributes. But the key thing about this is everybody has to raise their game. Has to raise the game. It's a shame that I think Pedro might still be out. I'm not sure whether he'll still be able to make the game. But I think with Willian, Kante, and so forth, and Kovacic, they need to really raise the game to Hazard. Because I think we already know what Hazard does. But people, especially in that last third, there needs to be that quality. So whether Kante, Kovacic, and these people are there needs to be some variation with how the ball is moved around. It can't be square. It can't be obvious. It can't be predictable. There has to be some risky diagonals happening in there. But I think the key thing for Giroud is that, when Giroud gets the ball, people have to make those moves because that he's going to hold the ball up and know that he's very aware of what's around him. He's very aware of what's around him. So I think it's very important that Willian, Hazard, and so forth make those very interesting runs. Cesc. Let's talk about Cesc. I've insulted him. He's in the Brick Academy and so forth. I said that he's done. He's irrelevant. He's no more what he's be. He's washed up. I know it was Liverpool's beat him and so forth somewhat. I was very impressed with what Fabregas did. Very impressed by what he did on Wednesday. And Jorginho is definitely good with moving the ball. And I think he's very important for the system. When Fabregas does what he does, Jorginho can't pass like Fabregas. He can't. I think Fabregas' passing, his pass range is damn good. It is almost, not the same level, but almost Pirlo-esque, where literally that deep line playmaker role that Pirlo, I think we can all agree that Pirlo is the greatest deep line playmaker of all time. But that deep line playmaker role is very interesting because I think that what Fabregas does and the balls that he can execute from deep, I think benefits Morata even. Because Morata has greater speed than Giroud. You can give him that through ball that Giroud can't because Giroud doesn't have his speed. And Fabregas, I believe, has better. He's when he wants to be, when he's on game. Because again, when he's a break. But when he's on the game, he is Chelsea's best passer. Easily, he's Chelsea's best passer. So he's a better passer than Jorginho. So I think you've got to start with Jorginho in the game. That's The guy, he's been within the system. He's done well. But if it doesn't work out, for me, I was the mindset that, get Fabregas in that game. Get Fabregas in that game and let him just ping those balls through and see whether he can find some interesting pockets for Alonso. Because again, you could easily see opportunities where Fabregas finds Alonso making a run from deep and he just hits that ball like what Messi does for Jessica Alba at Barcelona. Again, for David Luiz, man, that's the worry. Because Liverpool are going to pinpoint him. They're going to pinpoint him and they're going to try to isolate him and they're trying to get him out of that flipping game. So Luiz has to be on point. Because that Liverpool attack, man, they know how to utilize the space. They know how to execute the space. And with how Chelsea play now, wants to play, Luiz and Rudiger will have to do some defending. There will be instances where it could be a 3-on-3. And in these situations, that split-second decision-making of where you need to be in a position stance will be crucial. Could be the difference between conceding a goal or saving a goal, man. But look, man, I said again, for Hazard, man, he's Chelsea's main man. He's Chelsea's main man. And I think that if Hazard can find the space, and if Liverpool give him the space, Hazard will get that ass. But I think Liverpool should be clever enough to know that, man, don't give him space. 3 men on him, 2 men on him, get him down. Tactical fouls, bully him, but just don't give him any space. Put as many men around and just frustrate him, because when you're that good, you need to put bodies on that dude. So I don't know what the score is going to be. Again, look, man, who knows whether the score is right or not. You'd be mad to use me as a betting guy. But for me, I believe this will be 1-1. I see this being 1-0. I see this being a draw. I think it'll be all square. I think both teams will both share the points. But I think it's going to be a very interesting game. Because Wednesday's game was really exciting. And it was not the full team for 90 minutes. I think this should be very interesting as well. But I don't see a team taking that W fully. So I'm going to hook back and say, you know what? This is going to be 1-0 square between both sides. So 1-1. So watch my post-match analysis after the game tomorrow. Look, I can't wait. I think it's going to be exciting. Thank you for watching this video. Think about pledging and become a Half Football Hot patron. Pledge an amount each month and gain access to exclusive videos from your boy, the Football Hot, for more analysis. Peace.